Hi there. Today I'm going to talk about eclampsia or milk tetany, which is calcium deficiency. And it's a problem that you probably will encounter sooner or later once you've been breeding for a while. It's a very, very common issue. So what is it? It's actually lack of calcium, readily available calcium, that commonly affects bitches at around whelping, and especially in the next few weeks after whelping, because of the demands on their body of this time for calcium that they just can't meet. It is a disease that can actually kill your dog very, very quickly. So it's very important, and it's also one that is not easily and readily understood by both breeders and some vets alike. So let's dive in. Now, the first thing about calcium is that calcium metabolism is actually controlled by a hormone called parathyroid hormone. And parathyroid hormone allows the bitch to mine calcium out of her own bones if she doesn't have sufficient in her diet for her day-to-day needs at the time. Now, what can happen in some bitches is that they don't have enough parathyroid hormone because their diet is very, very rich in calcium. So the parathyroid hormone never gets switched on. So if they don't have enough and they suddenly get a deficiency in calcium, then they can't actually get that calcium out of their bones, and they actually suffer from hypocalcemia, which is low blood calcium. It can kill them. What normally happens is they start frothing at the mouth. One of the very first signs is not eating, inappetence. They froth at the mouth a bit, and they can go into tremors. You can feel tremors on their skin. You can see when you take them for a walk that their gait is strange, and then they go into full-on seizures and they can die. Now, it is a problem especially for people who supplement calcium during pregnancy. So definitely don't supplement calcium during pregnancy, because you will switch off the parathyroid hormone, and then the bitch won't be able to get enough calcium when she needs it. So don't overdo the calcium till after she's had her pups, okay? And this can happen with bitches that are on a natural diet, which is naturally rich in calcium, like raw meaty bones, where they get to eat the whole bone. They can often have a problem with their calcium metabolism. So now, one of the very first signs of calcium deficiency coming up is when you're taking the bitch's temperature and doing her whelping temperature chart. I always do that. In fact, if you want to download the chart for free, I'll give the link just below this video for you. So when normally a bitch will have a temperature above 37.5, and I'm not sure what that is in Fahrenheit off the top of my head, it'll be in the chart, and that's the normal temperature, but 24 hours before she gives birth, her temperature will drop down way below that. And then you can actually chart that, that within 24 hours she's likely to have pups. But in a bitch that is on the verge of having eclampsia, her temperature will tend to dip into that low temperature region and then go back up to normal again, and then go along a bit and then dip back in again. So she'll have an erratic chart, and that at that point you should keep in your mind that as soon as she starts whelping, you give her some calcium, right? And that will help the whelping as well. I always give calcium during whelping anyway. It's really good. So how do you manage it? Make sure you take your bitch for a walk every day when she's got wee ones, and so you can pick up if there's something going on with her gait. Monitor her diet. Make sure she's eating well. If she goes off her food, then the first thing I would suspect would be that the calcium is low, and give her some calcium. I always keep oral calcium. I'll put a screenshot of it up here, the one I use. And I just use one for humans, and I give my little 10 kilo bitch a couple of tablets of calcium when she's in birth, at the end of birth, or if it's a long birth halfway through birth, I'll give her another couple. And then every second day I'll give her 2 tablets right the way through until the puppies are pretty much weaned. We try to wean the puppies, starting from about 3.5 weeks, introducing them to food and starting to limit her access to them from about 4.5, 5 weeks, so that it really starts to spare her, because they do drag a lot of resources out of your bitch. And you just imagine she kind of replaces her own body weight almost in just a few months, and it's an amazing feat of metabolism. The alternate day thing is important because you want to encourage her body to actually go through some low calcium days, and that will help the parathyroid hormone kick back in. A lot of breeders give their bitches puppy food at this time because it has naturally high calcium. You can always give your bitch, when she's just whelped, you can give her, I give my bitch natural yogurt, whole cream yogurt with probiotics and egg yolks in it. That's really good. And if you see early signs like trembling, for example, not seizures but just a bit of a tremble, it only takes 20 to 30 minutes for oral calcium to take effect. So do give your bitch a couple of tablets on your way to the vet if you're at all worried, but you'll probably find by the time you get to the vet she'll be fine. One thing to bear in mind is if you do end up having to use the vet for an intravenous calcium, that is an extremely dangerous procedure. Bitches can die a few hours after that from heart attacks. So prevention's better than cure. Keep an eye on your bitch when she is whelping and has young ones, and do supplement that calcium. So I hope that's been helpful to you.